Hello students, good morning. Welcome to the class. Today we'll start with the first unit of organic chemistry. As per NCERT syllabus, the unit is 10th unit. And if we observe the weightage of the unit from Karnataka Pre-University Board, is having 7 hours of teaching with a weightage of 6 marks for the final exam. In the 6 marks, there will be one 1-mark question asked from the unit, and there will be one 5-mark question from the latest Karnataka Pre-University Board blueprint. As the unit is having 1-mark weightage, we need to focus really well with respect to all the content present in the syllabus. We should not neglect any concept. We need to clearly focus on each and every aspect present from the NCERT text syllabus. It's a very good weightage unit as well as a very important and simple unit to start practicing the organic chemistry branch for the second PUC syllabus. Now we'll try to observe a simple introduction for the unit. From the names itself, we can able to identify. So these are the halogen derivatives. That is, haloalkanes and haloarenes are the organic compounds. So which are the halogen derivatives? And so we need to know first what are the halogens and how the derivative of halogen is leading to haloalkane and haloarene. Now, if we observe the halogen atoms, so we know that it belongs to 17th group, and the halogens are the highest electronegative element. It is the first one, fluorine, represented by the symbol F, chlorine, Cl, bromine, Br, and iodine, represented by capital I. Now these are the important halogens. So it is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Halogens in general, they are represented by the symbol X. X may be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, or iodine. So we can consider this as the general symbol to represent the halogens. Now, if you observe, as per the classification of hydrocarbons, so we know clearly what are aliphatic hydrocarbons and aromatic hydrocarbons. If we take any aliphatic hydrocarbons, it is alkane, alkenes, or alkynes, either in their open chain structures as acyclic compounds or their closed chain structures as cyclic compounds. Or if we take any aromatic hydrocarbons, that is having aromatic nature in them, a parental benzene ring compounds can be taken as important aromatic hydrocarbons. Now, if we take either aliphatic hydrocarbons or aromatic hydrocarbons, if one or more hydrogen atoms in the respective hydrocarbon atom, if it is replaced by the halogens, any of the halogens, then they are called as, if it is with respect to aliphatic hydrocarbon, it is called as alkyl halides. Alkyl halides are also called as the haloalkenes. Similarly, if one or more hydrogen atoms of aromatic hydrocarbon, if it is replaced by halogen atoms, then it is called as aryl halide, or it is called as haloarene. So hence, we can consider the definition of haloalkane as the halogen derivatives of the halogen derivatives of aliphatic hydrocarbons or halogen derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbons. If it is with respect to haloalkanes, then we can consider the halogen derivatives of aliphatic hydrocarbons are called as haloalkanes or alkyl halides. Similarly, halogen derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbons are called as haloarenes or aryl halides. This is how we can understand the basic halogen compounds as haloalkanes and haloarenes. If the halogen atoms, one or more, if it is substituting the position of hydrogen in the case of any aliphatic hydrocarbon, it leads to alkyl halide. If it is with respect to aromatic hydrocarbon atoms, it leads to aryl halides. Hence, the proper definition, if we take for haloalkanes, it is the halogen derivatives of aliphatic hydrocarbons are called as haloalkanes or alkyl halides. Similarly, the halogen derivatives of the aromatic hydrocarbons are called as haloarenes or aryl halides. So this is with respect to the proper definition regarding the haloalkanes and haloarenes. So it is, again, we'll concentrate the brief information now. It is the halogen derivatives of aliphatic hydrocarbons are called as haloalkanes. Similarly, the halogen derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbons are called as haloarenes. So this is with respect to the basic introduction regarding the organic compounds. Now we'll observe our next concept. It is the classification of the haloalkanes and haloarenes. Now we'll observe the classification of these organic compounds. They are broadly classified on two important bases. If we observe the first one, so it is based on the number of halogen atoms in them. Based on the number of halogen atoms. So we are having the first classification. And the second classification we have, so based on the hybridization, that is the hybridization of the carbon to which the halogen atom is attached, we have the second classification to learn. So it is based on the number of halogen atoms and based on the hybridization of the carbon to which the halogen atom is attached. Now we say observe the first one, that is based on the number of halogen atoms. So halogens are classified into, that is haloalkanes or haloarenes as halogen derivatives. So they are classified into monohalogen compounds or monohalo compounds. Monohalogen compounds. Similarly, we have dihalogen compounds And if it is more than 2 halogen atoms in the given organic compound, so then they are generally called as the polyhalogen compounds, which are having a very good information regarding the application point of view that we learn in the last concept of the unit. It is uses of polyhalogen compounds. It is 3 or more. Now, if we observe what are monohalogen compounds, so these are the derivatives of the halogens of aliphatic or aromatic hydrocarbons. If the replacement of one hydrogen atom of alkyl halide or aryl halide by a halogen, so then it is called as monohalogen compounds. That is, it contains only one halogen atom, then it is called as monohalogen compounds. If a haloalkane or haloarine, if it contains the two halogen atoms bonded to it, then it is called as a dihalogen compound. If it is 3, trihalogen, 4, tetrahalogen, like this, the names will be considered. So 3 or more, a general term used for the respective alkyl halide or aryl halide is that polyhalogen compounds. Monohalogen compounds, dihalogen compounds, polyhalogen compounds. Now, if we take a simple example to understand this, we'll take a simple alkene. So we know that a carbon shows valency is 4, a tetravalent form. A simple alkane will take, it is carbon bonded with 4 hydrogens, so which is called as methane. Now, in methane, we'll observe one of the hydrogen atom of the methane is replaced by a halogen. We'll take the example of chlorine. If one of the halogen atom is replacing or substituting the position of hydrogen of methane, if we observe. Now, in the methane, so one of the position of the hydrogen, now it is substituted by a halogen atom, that is Cl. Now we can call this organic compound as a monohalogen derivative of aliphatic hydrocarbon, and we can name this compound as, so it is a methyl group with chloro, that is chlorine as halide. Since the name of the compound is, it is methyl chloride, or the IUPAC name of the compound is, it is chloromethane. We'll try to observe the nomenclature system in the coming classes. That is methyl chloride or chloromethane. Now this is the example of aliphatic hydrocarbon. We have taken alkane as an example here. The halogen chlorine is substituting one of the hydrogen position from the compound. Hence, this is an example of a monohalogen compound. This is an example of monohalogen compound. Similarly, you try to observe if the replacement of 2 hydrogen atoms are done from the methane, then we can call that as a dihalogen compound. For example, we'll take the same methane. So in the methane, the position of 2 hydrogen atoms are substituted or replaced by the halogens. Now, if we observe this, 2 chlorine atoms are substituting the position of hydrogen in the methane, as it contains 2 halogen in it. So it will be the example of a dihalogen compound. And if we observe the name of the compound. So it is again the methyl group as alkyl group. It is methyl. As there are two chlorine atoms, it is dichloride. Methyl dichloride, or so we can consider as so dichloromethane. Different examples we can take, not only this. For example, so if I take ethyl group, it is CH3, CH3. Now from ethane, consider two hydrogen atoms are replaced by the halogen atoms now, that is chlorine. So we can call the replaced organic compound by the chlorine atoms as it is ethyl group, ethyl dichloride, or dichloroethane. With respect to exact positions, it is 1,2 dichloroethane. We'll observe nomenclature in detail. Just as an example, it is given. There are more important common names will also be used that we'll try to learn with exact classification based on the hybridization type and in the special type. Similarly, you can observe now for a polyhalogen compound. So we'll take a trialkane. It is CH3, CH2, CH3, which is propane. Now we'll try to observe. So a replacement with respect to one hydrogen atom from the respective carbon atoms with the replacement of halogen atoms. It is CH2, CH, CH2. We'll assume the halogen in this case again the Cl is CH2Cl, CHCl, CH2Cl. So it is 1, 2, 3 trichloropropane. Now if we observe this, so there are 3 halogen atoms in the compound, hence it is an example of a polyhalogen in that a specific type it is a trihalide. So hence the first example here it is a monohalogen compound, this one a dihalogen compound. Again this example is a dihalogen compound, and this one is our polyhalogen compound with 3 halogens present in it. So you can understand various structure and try to classify them as a respective mono, di, and polyhalogen compounds. Similarly, we can explain with aromatic hydrocarbons also. Now we'll observe 1 or 2 examples of aromatic hydrocarbon atoms with monohalogen haloarine, similarly dihalogen compound of haloarine, and a trihalogen compound of haloarine. Now if we take a simple aromatic compound as a benzene, now in benzene, if it is one hydrogen atom of a benzene replaced by a halogen, then it is a monohalogen compound. If it is by 2 halogen atoms, it is a dihalogen. If it is from 3 halogen atoms, then it is called as a trihalogen. I will try to observe a simple examples for all these 3 types. Assume the first example where the halogen is substituting 1 position. In the second case, halogen substituted at 2 positions. The third case, a halogen substituting 3 hydrogen atoms of the benzene. assume X is Cl in all the cases. So we can consider the first example as a monohalogen compound, as it is containing one halogen atom, and this one contains two halogen atoms, and this one contains three halogen atoms. A monohalogen, dihalogen, and this will be a trihalogen compound. So if it is Cl, it will be chlorobenzene. So this will be 1,3 dichlorobenzene. This will be 1,3,5 trichlorobenzene. So this will be the simple first classification of the compounds, as based on the number of halogen atoms present in them. So they are called as monohalogen compounds, dihalogen compounds, or polyhalogen compounds. Now we'll observe the second classification. It is based on the hybridization of carbon to which halogen is attached. So these classifications are very important 1-mark question. Either you may get a structure to identify the type, or they will ask the type directly to give with example. Now we'll try to observe based on the hybridization. Again, they are further classified into two main types. So it is the halogen which is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom, and the halogens which are attached to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom. So we know that, so without pi bond, so if a carbon surrounded by all the sigma bonds, then it is with sp3 hybridization. Then a carbon surrounded by 3 sigma bonds and 1 pi bond, then it is referred to as sp2 hybridized carbon atom. So we need to look into the respective carbons hybridization to understand the classification here. So again, these sp3 hybridized carbon attached halogens and sp2 hybridized carbon attached halogens, they are further divided. I will try to observe them one by one. Now in the first case, that is the halogen attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. So we have the simple alkyl halides or haloalkanes first. Then we have allylic halides. And we have the other type as benzylic halides. The halogen attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom, we have alkyl halides or haloalkanes, allylic halides, benzylic halides. And here we have vinylic halides and aryl halides. Vinylic halides and aryl halides. Aryl halides are haloarenes. Alkyl halides are haloalkenes, the simple compounds. Apart from that, the remaining we need to understand very clearly. By looking into the structure, we should be able to identify which type of the respective alkyl halide or aryl halide is that. Now we'll try to observe one by one. So we'll take the first one now. It is alkyl halides. So in the case of alkyl halides, the halogen atom is attached to the alkane, that is alkyl group. A simple example will take RCH2, one more hydrogen of that if it is replaced by a halogen. Another example, RCH, and 2 hydrogen atoms of the compound are replaced by halogens. And we'll take another one, assume all the hydrogen atoms are replaced by the halogens. So we can call this as mono, di, and tri or polyhalogen compounds. So in all these cases, if we observe, the carbon is surrounded by 4 sigma bonds. So hence, so they are all considered as a simple alkyl halide, so where halogens are replacing one or more hydrogen atoms of a simple alkene. So they are all called as alkyl halides. So here we have one more very important classification to understand as primary alkyl halides, secondary alkyl halides, and tertiary alkyl halides. We'll try to observe that now. Now try to observe a carbon which is attached by a halogen and surrounded by sigma bonds. Now if we observe this, if there is one R group attached to the carbon and if two R groups are attached to the carbon, similarly if it is surrounded by three R groups, it is R, R dash, R double dash, we'll consider whether the groups are same groups or different groups. I can observe all the three structures which is present here. With the help of this, we'll try to understand what is primary, secondary, and tertiary alkyl halides. Now, if you observe, so the first one is a primary compound, this one is a secondary compound, and this one is a tertiary compound. So how we can identify this is that if the halogen attached carbon atom is surrounded by one R group, then it is called as a primary alkyl halide. Similarly, the halogen attached carbon atom, if it is linked by two R groups, then it is called as secondary alkyl halide. If the halogen linked carbon atom is surrounded by three R groups, then it is called as tertiary halide. I'll repeat, the halogen attached carbon, if it is surrounded by one R group primary, two R group secondary, three R group tertiary. Or you can say it as if the halogen attached carbon surrounded by two hydrogens, then it is primary. A halogen attached carbon surrounded by one hydrogen, secondary. The halogen attached carbon surrounded by no hydrogen or absence of hydrogen, then it is called as tertiary. So hence, if assuming R group as same in all the case, so we can write a general formula for primary alkyl halide as RCH2X, and for secondary as R twice CHX. Again, I am telling, assuming R group as a common, that is same group, I am writing this general formula. And for tertiary, it is R thrice CX. So R CH2X, R twice CHX, R thrice CX. Now this carbon is a primary carbon, this carbon is a secondary carbon, and this carbon is a tertiary carbon. And the halogen attached halide for the primary carbon as primary alkyl halide, for secondary carbon as secondary alkyl halide, and for tertiary carbon as tertiary alkyl halide. So identifying primary, secondary, and tertiary is very important. So because in the mechanisms what we are going to learn, so we need to differentiate very clearly. So which particular alkyl halide is in the given example. So primary, secondary, tertiary to identify. So just look into the halogen attached carbon. If it is all surrounded by sigma bonds, that is single bonds, and one R group, primary. If a carbon surrounded by all sigma bonds, that is single bonds with two R groups, secondary. A carbon surrounded by all single bonds, that is sigma bonds, and with R group, that is three R groups attached to it or no hydrogens surrounding to it, then it is called as tertiary. So halogen attached carbon is very significant in this case as it is surrounded by all single bonds. So it is the classification sp3 hybridized carbon. Next, we need to classify them as primary, secondary, and tertiary to check. So first look into the surrounding bonds, then the groups. So that will give a clear indication regarding the classification. Now the same we'll try to consider with a simple example now. We have seen a generalized structures here. Now we'll try to identify with the help of a simple example. Now we can observe. So we'll take the same but with example. Now a carbon attached with Cl, a carbon attached with Cl. So here we'll take one R group CH3. Here we'll take two R groups CH3, CH3. And in this case, we'll take all the three R groups attached along with halogen. It is CH3, CH3, CH3. A hydrogen here, remaining places we'll consider hydrogen. If you observe here, so this carbon is a primary carbon as it contains a halogen attached carbon with one R group. Here halogen attached carbon is surrounded by two R group, it is secondary. In this case, the halogen attached carbon is surrounded by three R groups, hence it is tertiary. So it is primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl halide. So as it contains two carbon atoms, it is primary ethyl chloride, or you can simply call it as ethyl chloride. Here you can consider as a propyl group, it is secondary, so hence isopropyl chloride. So you can consider here isobutyl chloride or tertiary butyl chloride. So with the four carbon atoms, it is tertiary butyl chloride. So this example explains so how exactly we need to identify primary, secondary, and tertiary. Halogen linked carbon surrounded by one R group primary, halogen linked carbon atom surrounded by two R groups secondary, halogen linked carbon atom surrounded by three R groups, then it is tertiary. Now we'll start with the second type under sp3 hybridized carbon atom. It is allylic halides. So again, a very simple and very important type to understand. So allylic halides are those in which the halogen attached carbon atom is sp3, but there is a condition for this. So we can define allylic halides as so the respective halides in which the halogen is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom, and the condition is that this sp3 hybridized carbon atom should be present next to double bonded carbon, or we can define with hybridization again, or sp2 hybridized carbon. These allylic halides are those in which the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, which is present next to double bonded carbon or sp2 hybridized carbon. So don't get confused. So if you observe with the structure, you can easily identify. So take the example. So we'll take CH2 double bond with CH, CH2, and consider a halogen attached to it. We'll take it as Cl. So the same example, if you observe in the textbook, they have given in bond line representation. So the structure can be represented as with bond line representation. So observe any of the two structures and you try to understand the type. Carefully observe the structure. Now, if you observe the given structure, now the halogen attached to the carbon, and this carbon is surrounded by two single bonds, one with Cl, one with adjacent carbon, and the other two is with hydrogen. It's not a complete structure. So if you expand the structure, you can understand the two hydrogens are bonded to this carbon with two single bonds as sigma bonds, and one sigma bond with Cl, one sigma bond with carbon. So hence this carbon is surrounded all by single bonds. Hence this carbon is present in sp3 hybridization. Now the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. But the condition to call that as allylic halide is that so this carbon should be present next to sp2 hybridized carbon. We'll check that. Now this carbon, so surrounded by one sigma bond, one more sigma bond with hydrogen, one more sigma bond with adjacent carbon. So the double bond here is a pi bond. So that makes the carbon as sp2 hybridized carbon. Now if we observe to give the exact name, now this carbon is called as allylic carbon and the halide is called as allylic halide. Now what is allylic carbon? A carbon which is attached to a functional group. Here we are defining with halogen. So in any other functional group also we can take the similar classification. For example, alcohols, if we take a similar allylic alcohol, we can call instead of Cl, OH group will be there here. Now, if we come back to this, the Cl attached carbon is in sp3 hybridization, which is present next to double bonded carbon or sp2 hybridized carbon. And this is called as allylic halide. Hope it is clear now. So the same here, so which is represented in alternate way. Now the halogen attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom, which is present next to sp2 hybridized, and this carbon is allylic carbon. And the respective halide is called as allylic halide. It's very simple and interesting example to understand. Similarly, we'll take one more example with a cyclic ring. Now, if you observe this structure, you can observe this is in the cyclic ring. The halogen attached carbon, so this carbon, so it is in sp3 hybridization as it is with bond line. So there will be one hydrogen bonded to this carbon, one Cl, and neighboring two carbon atoms. Hence, this carbon is sp3 hybridized carbon. Now, the halogen is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. Now, if you observe the adjacent carbon here, so which is surrounded by a pi bond, a double bond, and this carbon is in sp2 hybridization. So hence, the halogen attached carbon is in sp3 hybridization, which is present next to sp2 hybridized carbon. Hence, this is an example of again allylic halide. So allylic halides are those in which the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, which is present next to a double bonded carbon. Try to remember this. A double bonded carbon should not belong to aromatic ring. So this should not be belonging to aromatic ring. If it belongs to aromatic ring, we'll make the other type that we'll try to observe as the next type as benzylic halides. Hope these examples are clear now. So now we'll try to move with the next type. It is benzylic halides. Now we'll observe the last type under sp3 hybridized carbon atom, which is benzylic halides. So here again the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Here the condition to call that as benzylic halide is that so this sp3 hybridized carbon atom should present next to sp2 hybridized carbon of aromatic ring. Concentrate. In the previous case to call allylic halides, so it should be bonded to a double bonded carbon atom. There the double bonded carbon atom is not belonging to aromatic ring. But in this case to call as benzylic halides, we can recall with the name benzene. So if the halogen attached carbon is sp3 and if it is present next to aromatic rings double bonded carbon, then it is called as benzylic halides. So structure will be more clear to understand. If we take the example, assume with benzene ring, we know that all the carbon atoms is present in sp2 hybridization in the case of benzene ring. Now this carbon, we'll try to think. Now the halogen attached carbon, will represent this in complete form to avoid confusion. Now this is CH2 group. 2 hydrogens are bonded to this carbon and there is one more sigma bond with this carbon atom and one more sigma bond with Cl now. If we observe this structure, in the structure this carbon is present in sp3 hybridization because it is surrounded by 4 sigma bonds. One with adjacent carbon, one with chlorine that is halogen, 2 with the 2 hydrogens. Hence this carbon is in sp3 hybridization, halogen is attached to the sp3 hybridized carbon. Now if you observe the next carbon of this, so this is a double bonded carbon, so that means it is sp2 hybridized carbon. Now this sp2 hybridized carbon is belonging to aromatic ring, that is the benzene ring. Hence, so this is an example of a benzylic halide. So the halogen attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, which is present next to double bonded carbon. Hence, so this particular carbon is benzylic carbon and the halide is called as benzylic halide. Similarly, we can take a different example. Now here it is a primary type. So we'll consider a secondary and tertiary type under this. If we take the same benzene ring. Now instead of one hydrogen, we'll assume there is an R group, Cl. Now again this carbon, so we can observe similarly one more structure also to try to observe. A benzene ring, a carbon, assume the 2 hydrogens are replaced by the R groups. If you observe both the structures, so we can consider primary, secondary, tertiary also here. Now this carbon is present in sp3 hybridization. This carbon is also present in sp3 hybridization. So which is present next to a double bonded carbon, that is sp2 hybridized carbon, which belonging to aromatic ring. So hence they are called as benzylic halides. So but if we observe the difference here, so here 2H and this will be an R group, hence it is a primary. So here it is, this is one R group, this is one more R group, hence it will be a secondary. Here halogen attached carbon is surrounded all by 3 R groups, hence it is tertiary. Just to recall the primary, secondary, tertiary for the extension of structures to remember. So this is in simple. So what is alkyl halide, allylic halide, benzylic halide? So try to take the example based understanding you try to remember. So it will be more easy to remember the concept. I will try to learn the next one. So it is the halogens in which sp2 hybridized carbon atom is directly bonded to it. I will observe the other type based on the hybridization. The halogen atom, which is attached to a carbon, which is present in sp2 hybridization. In the previous case of alkyl halides, allylic halides, benzylic halides, the halogen is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. Here it is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon, that is directly attached to double bonded carbon. Now, what is vinylic and what is aryl halides? Now, if we take the first one, your vinylic halides, the same type of previous examples you can recollect. Assume this is a double bonded carbon, so that is CH2, CH, and here, so instead of CH2 group, to this, that is to this carbon, directly halogen is attached. So if we expand the structure, it is CH2, double bond, CH. Now to this, the halogen is directly attached. Now if we observe this here, the halogen attached carbon is sp2 hybridized carbon. This is the same structure, so represented in different way. Now this carbon is present in sp2 hybridized carbon. Now the halogen attached carbon is present in sp2 hybridization, but it is not belonging to aromatic ring. If it is an aromatic ring, will be called as aryl halides. Hence, we can define vinylic halides as the type of halides in which the halogen is attached to a double bonded carbon atom which is not belonging to aromatic ring, or halogen attached to sp2 hybridized carbon atom which is not belonging to aromatic ring. Similarly, so if we take aryl halides, in the case of aryl halides, now the halogen atom is directly attached to aromatic ring. If a halogen directly attached to sp2 hybridized carbon atom of aromatic ring or aromatic carbon atom, then it is called as aryl halide or haloarene. If it is to the double bonded carbon atom, does not belongs to the aromatic ring, then it is called as vinylic halide. So you can assume one more example just to understand the vinylic halide. Take a cyclic ring compound, not a benzene, but a cyclic ring compound. Now to this halogen atom is attached. We'll take the same example, C. In this case again, if you observe, the halogen atom is attached to this carbon. This carbon, as it is surrounded by one pi bond, it is presenting sp2 hybridization, but this is not an aromatic ring. Hence, this is also an example of vinylic halide. 1, 2, 3, all these three, so it belongs to vinylic halides. Whereas this one, so it is considered as a simple aryl halide. Now we'll observe the last and very important type, which is a special type of compounds, so which is for dihalogens or dihalides. We have a special classification as dihalides. So in that we have two types. It is germinal halides. It is also called as germ dihalides. And another type we have vicinal halides. It's also called as Wick dihalides. So the same classification is applicable for the other functional group compounds also. Same we are learning in alcohols again. Jum dialcohols, Vic dialcohols. So there also the concept is required to remember. So hence recall this. So with a proper understanding of this classification, again a very important one. So based on this, the common naming system as well as IUPAC naming system of this dihalide, so will be expected as a competitive exam question also. Hence try to focus it very clearly. Germinal or gem, vicinal or vic. Both are dihalogen compounds. Germinal dihalides in their common naming system, so they are referred to as, it is alkylidene halides. It is alkylidene halides, whereas vicinal type they are called as alkylene halides, dihalides. It is alkylene dihalides. So this is the difference in their common name. Just observe this. It is alkylidene, whereas it is alkaline with dihalide. So this is the difference in their names to identify. So because based on these names, we can give the exact IUPAC name of the compound, or we can classify them as gem or vicinal. So this will be the important competitive exam question. So try to practice this. Now we'll take with a simple example to understand as what is germinal and vicinal. So germinal halides or gem dihalides are those in which the halogen, that is two halogen atoms, they are attached to same carbon atom. They are attached to same carbon atom. Whereas in the vicinal type, the two halogen atom as a dihalide, so they are attached to adjacent carbon atoms. They are attached to adjacent carbon atoms. So that makes the difference between the two. To the same carbon atom, it is germinal. To the adjacent carbon atoms, it is vicinal. So example will be more clear to understand. So we'll take a simple example. It is CH2, CH, that is CH3 with tetravalency condition, CH3, CH3. In the two hydrogen atoms are substituted by a halogen. So we'll consider chlorine atoms, or you can recall with a complete structure is Cl, Cl. It is H, 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 and H. Now to the same carbon atom, the two halogen atoms are attached. Now the common name for this is, it is ethylidene chloride. It is ethylidene chloride. This name similarity you can recall with the common name, alkylidene halide. Now the alkyl group here, the two carbon atoms, ethyl group, hence ethylidene. So halide present is chlorine, hence it is chloride, ethylidene chloride. So its IUPAC name is, to the same carbon it is attached, it is 1,1 dichloroethane. 1,1 dichloroethane. Here, the halogens are attached to adjacent carbon atom. Now, one Cl attached to one carbon, another Cl attached to another carbon. Now, the common thing between the two is that, so they are having same molecular formula, but their structure is different. So hence they are structural isomers. So here it is attached to same carbon, here it is attached to a different carbon. So if you observe that, just to differentiate, I will show in a different color. So here it is chlorine attached to same carbon. Here the chlorine is attached to adjacent carbon. Hence it is vicinal. So its common name is, so it is alkaline dihalide. Alkaline is ethylene. Dihalide is di. Halogen present is chloride. Hence it is dichloride, or IUPAC name is 1,2 dichloroethane. So this we'll try to learn now. So the nomenclature system. Hope the classification is clear. So we'll recall this again. So germinal halides are those in which the two halogens attach to same carbon, whereas vicinal halides are those in which two halogens are attached to adjacent carbon. If it is to same carbon, it is jump. To the adjacent carbon, it is wick. So their alternate names, their common names, as well as IUPAC name differences you try to practice. So which will be a very important 1 mark you can expect. With this, we completed the classification of the haloalkanes and haloarenes. In our next class, we'll continue with the nomenclature system, nature of CX bond, and the methods available for preparation of the compounds. Thank you.